Hi guys, so this is the Lamborghini Huracan Spyder. This is the drop top version of Lamborghini's entry-level supercar. We say entry-level, it's still a V10, extremely quick piece of machinery. The Huracan is the successor to the Gallardo. It shares a lot of parts with the Audi R8, including the 5.2 litre V10 engine. It uses Audi's FSI injection system, which blends both direct injection and multi-point injection combined. It also shares some of the platform with the Audi R8 as well, so it's about the same size. In the metal, it actually looks a bit smaller than it does in the pictures. It looks really tightened and almost cute, that it's just so small. It's almost got a square footprint as well. This test car is coated in Verde Mantis, which is a metallic bright green paint job. I've seen we tested the coupe version in matte black, and that looked pretty cool. It looked like a Batmobile. But I do have a sort of a soft spot for bright Lamborghinis. I mean, it's a supercar, so you've got to make a big deal about it. So I think that, in my opinion, the green looks really good, especially with the dark features. So you've got dark trimmings around the bottom there, darker wheels, black painted calipers, and the black interior. The roof that's down at the moment, that retracts up, and that's black as well. So it's a fully electric roof. It can be lifted and raised while you're on the go under certain speeds, and it takes about 17 seconds to do up or down. Other than that, it is a normal coupe, so inside you don't get any more or less room. It's basically exactly the same as the coupe version. All of the changes lie just here, so this is where all the roof is stored away. In the coupe, you can actually raise the tailgate and you get a full view of the engine, whereas in this, it's just a tiny little boot that shows the back of the engine. Speaking of the boot, there is a boot in the front, or a cargo area. It's not very big, but it's good enough for maybe an overnight package or something like that. But supercars aren't meant to be about practicality and doing the weekly shopping. They're about speed and excitement, passion, and pure inspiration. So with the roof down, it is actually a little bit more practical in my opinion, because with the roof so low, it's normally just there, you have to duck right down into it. But when you've got the roof off, you can just step straight into it. It is still quite tight, and you're sitting very low to the ground, and the ground's right there. I'll just turn it around. So inside, it's pretty confined in here. You wouldn't, if you're very tall, you might find it quite difficult to get comfortable. With the roof down, of course, that gives you a lot more headroom. But it's a small car in here. The driving position is very good, very natural. I can extend my legs right out. I've still got a bit more space to slide the seat back. Electric seats on this model. And then the steering wheel's right at your chest, perfect where you want it. Also carried over from the Audi is this fully digital instrument cluster, or virtual display, or whatever they call it these days. 12.3 inches. That's where all of the multimedia is housed. So you've got your controls down here, and then your typical Audi selection process here. So you can hit the side corners. Each corner has got their own little menu, and then it just relates to these corners here, and then you can go through your different systems. So you've got sat nav, car, telephone, and things like that. Good Bluetooth system actually. It connects by itself. You don't have to go looking for it in your phone. It'll just pick up your phone and you hit go. But yeah, plenty of attention to detail in here. So I love these fighter jet style switches, and then of course the jet fighter start button. It is a little bit confusing when you first get in, just because of the way Lamborghini makes every single thing dramatic. It's nothing is boring in here. So even just going through the gears, you've got to get used to it. So this is actually the reverse gear, so you just pull that up, and then park is just a button, and then your manual and auto mode, and then these are your roof controls. But yeah, there's not much space in here. There's a CD player in the back there, very shallow center console box, big enough for your phone, that's about it. And then a very narrow glove box there as well. But again, this car isn't about practicality, it's about just celebrating motoring. Other attention to detail, these little pads for your legs, which are very welcome because you're driving along and especially if you're in the corners and things, you're battered around a bit, so your leg actually can brace itself up against that. For the driving modes, you've got this little anima switch, Lamborghini calls it, so you got street, sport, and then track. These change various elements of the car, so suspension, magnetic ride suspension, the transmission's behavior, how aggressive it changes gears, throttle response, and also the exhaust at the back. So even just switching straight to Corsa while we're sitting here, you see the revs build a little bit and the exhaust is a bit louder. But it is definitely one of the best sounding cars I've ever driven. It's just, yeah, just sensational. You just can't get enough of that. It's just naturally aspirated, old school, but with plenty of technology. So the throttle response is just pin sharp, and then it just revs all the way to near 9,000 RPM. I've been driving it, and if I'm driving pretty hard, I find that it actually hits the red line, because it just hits it, it just climbs up straight away, and you don't get time to change gears. Anyway, enough talking, let's go for a drive. I'll put the roof up for the drive because I think there's going to be a fair bit of wind noise, which might muffle the sounds, but you can still hear the engine while we're driving. It's you won't be missing anything there. Even though this is a supercar, you can actually drive, anybody could drive this. If you put it into strata mode, which is what I've got it in now, and then in automatic, the gearbox just changes gears itself, and it drives exactly like a normal automatic sports car. The steering's just light and easy. It's easy to place on the road. Visibility is actually quite good out the front. Out the rear, it's a little bit more confined. You've got that small rear windscreen there. But yeah, anybody could drive this car. That's probably a big step for Lamborghini, because I haven't actually driven a Countach or anything like that, or a Diablo, but from what I've heard, they're quite the monster to drive. Whereas this is, yeah, it's very easy. Anybody could drive this and not feel intimidated. Speaking of intimidation, just the controls, as I said before, once you get used to all of them, and even this, the interface, how it's all in the instrument cluster there, it's you become very familiar with the car, and it's just like a normal sports car. Of course, then when you put it into sport mode, you get a bit more of a sporty exhaust. The gear changes become a bit more aggressive, and you also get the stability control go into a sport mode, so it allows a tiny bit of slip before it intervenes. And then in Corsa mode for the track, the stability control is slackened right off, so it lets a fair bit of slip, and it also goes into manual mode, so you have to change gear. In all of the two other modes, you can put it into manual mode and change gear yourself, but you can also put it into auto mode as well, whereas this, you cannot have an auto mode in the Corsa setting. So the suspension is definitely firmer in this Corsa setting, and the throttle response is just right at the tip of your foot. Lamborghini is one of the only companies, or supercar companies, sorry, that fits four-wheel drive systems to all of its cars. You can get this in rear-wheel drive, as we tested a few weeks ago. But yeah, all of their mainstream models are by default four-wheel drive. So that gives you heaps of traction and heaps of confidence around the corners. This was already a really flat car with excellent handling, so the four-wheel drive system makes it sensational. Even though the amount of power, 449 kilowatts and transforms it into speed. So with four-wheel drive, it gives the car a lot of confidence, and it gives you a confidence as well. You don't have to worry about the arse end of the car overtaking the front. The stability is just incredible. Being so flat, there's virtually no body roll whatsoever, and then four-wheel drive sending the power, sorting out the power as well, actively, it just becomes unstoppable. The steering is very direct. I can feel there's a lot of feedback coming through the wheel. Some experts say that this understeers a little bit. I don't think it really, I wouldn't categorise it as that. I would just say that this is four-wheel drive. So if you're comparing it with a Ferrari, which is rear-wheel drive, of course there's going to be more understeer. Actually, I don't know any four-wheel drive car that you couldn't be categorised as a bit understeery. But you have to be really pushing it to notice that there's understeer. In normal conditions, even on a mountain road like this, you're not going to be worried about understeer, that's for sure. Excellent brakes. This has got carbon ceramic brakes. They stop on a dime and repeatedly as well, so you can just keep hitting the anchors really hard, and they don't fade. Pedal just stays the same. They do make a bit of noise at low speed, but yeah, the trade-off is just excellent performance. So much traction there. I mean, power traction as well. They can put the accelerator down and it just goes straight away with no slip whatsoever. I'll just try a little run with the roof down and we'll see what it sounds like. It might sound pretty cool. When you're in person driving the car, it's definitely more exciting with the roof off. I just wasn't sure how it would come through the camera. I'll leave the windows up because that might muffle a bit of noise or stop a bit of noise. And then you've also got this little window at the back there, which stops noise as well, or stops the wind blowing through. So hopefully you can hear that, because it's just, yeah, I've got goosebumps running down my back and all along my arms. It's really exciting. Echoing off those rocks there, it's just insane. It's just so exciting and thrilling to drive. It's just changes your life, really. So supercar is not just about sheer speed, it's about the overall package. So yeah, the acceleration is insane, but the handling is equally insane. So it keeps up with that speed that the engine's capable of, and then the brakes are equally insane again. So it becomes an overall package that's just one with each other. You can have a lot of fun on a road like this, within relative safety as well, because everything is just so responsive and can handle it. So, you know, if there's a change in conditions, you can easily adapt to it. You can hit the brakes and it will just stop on the spot. You don't have to worry about, you know, carrying too much speed into a corner. A beautiful machine. This is why I love cars. Cars like this. They just make driving so exciting. shackling over your shoulder. You've got pretty much a dynamite switch at your right foot, and then you've got this extension of wheels on your arms. It just feels like you're turning the tyres yourself, turning the wheels yourself with your arms. It's awesome. You know, everybody was a bit sad when Lamborghini said they'll never produce a manual transmission again, but in my opinion, who cares? This is what you want with an engine that this responsive. It climbs up through the gears so quickly. You wouldn't want to be changing gears. This is totally fine. Anyway, I need to calm down a little bit after that. It's just so exciting to drive this thing. I really want one badly. As I said, without the roof, it is actually a little bit more practical, just getting in and out of, but also you get that heightened excitement without the roof. I think I would actually choose this model. If I was going to buy a Huracan, I would get the Spyder version. But what a machine. Like, some people are criticizing this for being not Lamborghini enough, but it's actually posted a quicker lap time around the Nürburgring than the 458 Ferrari Speciale, the lightweight the track version of the Ferrari. It's also posted a quicker time around the Top Gear track than the all Gallardo models. We'll be putting together a more in-depth review on the website soon, and do our usual performance test video. But until then, I think I'm just going to sit here and look at the car for a while.